Thunderbird School of Global Management welcomes you to today's discussion, Collaborating for Scale, Dream Builder, and the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. By joining the forces of a public, a private, and an educational institution, over 78,000 business women from 108 countries around the world have gained access to training and resources that help them start or grow their own business. Thunderbird is the world's premier global leadership and management school. As part of Arizona State University, the most innovative university in the U.S., Thunderbird draws on multiple disciplines of excellence to empower leaders across sectors with future-ready skills to advance inclusive and sustainable prosperity worldwide. In 2005, the school created Thunderbird for Good to provide world-class entrepreneurship education opportunities for women in Afghanistan who were hungry for knowledge and opportunity. Today, the mission of inclusive empowerment runs through everything Thunderbird does as an institution, and its outreach has spread to include historically underserved students in emerging markets all over the world. Understanding that investing in women's full economic participation helps create healthier, more stable communities. Freeport-McMoRan, a premier natural resource company with operations in 8 countries, committed to developing Dream Builder, an innovative and flexible training program in Spanish and English to meet the unique needs of women entrepreneurs. In partnership with Thunderbird, they developed Dream Builder to equip women with a range of critical skills needed to start or grow a successful small business. The company's commitment, which includes ongoing financial investments and implementation through partners in communities across the globe where their operations are located, has empowered thousands of women with new opportunities for economic success. In 2019, the Department of State's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs established the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, also known as AWE, to augment the slate of projects focused on supporting women entrepreneurs. AWE provides women entrepreneurs with the skills, resources, and networks needed to start and scale successful businesses. Dream Builder forms the foundation of AWE participants' journey. To truly understand the impact of this incredible collaboration, meet Magali Hualp from Cusco, Peru. She's a graduate of AWE, proud recipient of a Dream Builder Certificate of Completion.
Hello everyone, my name is Magali Hualp. I am from Peru, from the city of Cusco. I studied at the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs in Peru, from where I recently graduated this year. I am an entrepreneur. I have a small company called Inversiones Peru Organic, and we have 2 brands of Peruvian chocolate. One of them is named Contiti Historia, Arte y Chocolate, which can be translated as Contiti, History, Art and Chocolate. Contiti is our chocolate brand that makes chocolates using art techniques from Cusco and original designs of Peruvian culture. For these features, our product is very innovative in the market. We also own a chocolate shop in Cusco called Casita del Chocolate, which it means tiny house of chocolate. Casita del Chocolate is a different and innovative chocolate shop because we promote cocoa of fine aroma from Cusco. At the same time, in our chocolate shop, we do not only buy cocoa beans from cocoa farmers, but we also promote their own brands. In our company, we are socially responsible with our region and country. We also make sure to practice the bio trade. Last year I found a way in social media and decided to apply along with 400 women. I had in-person classes during 4 months in which I interacted with 24 amazing entrepreneur women, and I completed the Dream Builder program. Personally, it was a fantastic experience for many reasons. I met incredible women who are my friends today, who are entrepreneurs women with projects with positive social impact. Studying in a way helped me to improve my skills at management so I could apply them into my business. Also, I learned about the correct handling of the finances for my company. The Dream Builder program is a platform designed for entrepreneur women to recognize our real situation and learn from true stories of other women who live and feel the same. It is a platform that explains everything that you must know to start a business and make it work. Participated in a way helped me to understand that I am not alone on this way, so that all women go through different problems when we start our business. After finishing the program, I was motivated to grow my company. I learned new techniques to improve the organization, and I decided to take a risk and open my second shop. A web program helps to create new businesses led by women or support and improve existing ones. Each new business helps families and generates new job opportunities. I am grateful for having participated in a Web and Dream Builder program, for all the knowledge I got and experiences that I had. I would really recommend it to all entrepreneur women who wish to improve their knowledge or to start a new business with the best preparation. Thank you so much.
At this time, it is our pleasure and honor to introduce you to the Assistant Secretary of State for the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, Marie Royce, and Tracy Bain, President of the Freeport-McMoRan Foundation.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. It's great to be here. Assistant Secretary Royce, it's so great to see you. It's been a while.
Well, nice. Come on, you can call me Marie. It's been so great to see you again. In fact, last time we saw each other was in February, right, Tracy?
That's right, out in Arizona, before our world changed a bit.
Yes, exactly.
But it's nice to be able to connect this way.
Oh, you're welcome.
And to have this conversation around women's entrepreneurship and this great partnership that we formed. So let me take a minute and just tell everybody who I am, who Freeport is, and then I'd love to get into just a chat about why we're both so excited about this initiative and the partnership we have going.
Okay, wonderful, thank you.
So everyone, as the introduction said, my name is Tracy Bain. I am the president of Freeport-McMoRan Foundation and also our director of social responsibility for our global operations. And Freeport-McMoRan, if you're not familiar, as we're not a household name, is a global mining company. We produce copper, molybdenum, and gold in a range of different countries, primarily Chile, Peru, Indonesia, and a variety of operations. So it's great to be here and talk about this. And Marie, I'd just like to turn it over to you and ask you to introduce yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Marie Royce, the Assistant Secretary of State for Educational and Cultural Affairs at the U.S. Department of State. We move people to move ideas. We do cultural, professional, and academic exchanges. And I'm very enthused today to talk about the very special partnership, which we, again, formalized with the Thunderbird Global School of Management and Freeport back in February. We created the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs program, which we call AWE, which uses the Dream Builders platform, with online courses and curriculum, which has been very successful. And it really cascades from a very important initiative for the United States, which is the Women's Global Development and Prosperity Initiative. And the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs program supports Pillar 1 and 2, which is women succeeding in the workplace and women succeeding as entrepreneurs. So it was an incredibly important natural partnership for us to work with Freeport and Thunderbird Global School of Management. And I'm very proud to say that last year was our first year, and we launched it around February, March timing. And we had 26 countries go on this program in Spanish and English. And we trained 2,000 women in these incredible cohorts where they learn how to create marketing plans, business plans, how to raise capital with facilitators and mentors. And they also learned how to create networks and actually be part of networks. I would just, couldn't be more proud that we would be partnering together and look to the future to keep growing scale. But I'll talk about that in just a minute. But I just want to again say that I have a big question for Tracy as I talk more about the program and where we're at this year and where we're going. But why would a global mining company want to create a program like this to help train women entrepreneurs? I mean, it's incredible, but we're just so appreciative. But why would you want to go and create a program like this?
Thanks for that question, Marie. We actually get asked that quite a bit. First of all, why our focus on women? Why our focus on, a sort of a broad scale entrepreneurship program? So we love answering that question. So thank you for teeing that up. So we created in partnership with Thunderbird School of Global Management about, it's almost been 10 years now, which is hard to believe. This concept of, what if we offered an entrepreneurship program specifically tailored for women to give them the skills they need to start or grow a small business. We have an interest in that as a mining company because oftentimes mines are in remote or rural locations where the local economies are very dependent on revenue from the mines. Mm-hmm. So we try to work with communities in a number of different ways to really help strengthen the small business sector and help diversify those local economies. So they have diversified streams of economic revenue, and that there are, a number of ways to earn a sustainable livelihood. And certainly, we've all noticed and been well versed in the research that's been done. And there's a lot of evidence to the fact that when women have equal opportunities to participate in their local economies, that not only do they benefit and their incomes rise and their families benefit as a result of that, but whole communities thrive where everyone has an equal chance to participate in those economic opportunities. And so we were really looking for a way to make sure that women had equal access to education and training as it relates to entrepreneurship, because we have such a focus on trying to strengthen that small business sector. So in talking with Thunderbird, who already had an amazing track record for working with women all over the world and giving them, skills to start their own and grow their own small businesses, because that's one of their core competencies as a global leadership school with a number of, degrees in that arena. We started talking to Thunderbird. We just both happened to be located in Phoenix and started talking about this mutual interest in really supporting women's economic empowerment, and came up with this concept of what if we offered the program through a program that provided this type of training through an online platform, because often, again, working in rural and remote areas, it's really hard to scale up programs where you can reach a large number of women with programming, because it's very expensive to do a classroom-based program. It's also not as flexible or as easy for women to access those kinds of programs, because, as we all know, as women, we're responsible for a number of things in our world: childcare, parental care, a whole lot of family responsibilities, perhaps other jobs while we're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. So we really wanted a flexible solution that could be scaled to reach as many women as wanted to participate in this kinds of skill training. So the online solution was a great one. And with Thunderbird building the curriculum and finding Blue Drop as a technology partner, it just kind of took off from there and ended up to be this amazing online resource that really can be used by anyone, men or women, but done in such a way that it really provides women with the boost and confidence that they need to feel like they can succeed as entrepreneurs. So, for Freeport, it really helped us, scale an important initiative to help build that small business sector, a focus on women. Women weren't participating in the economy as frequently, especially in the areas where we operate. And so we started in Chile and Peru with a program in Spanish, We expanded that to the US for Spanish-speaking women in the Southwest, especially where our headquarters are located in Phoenix, Arizona. And then built out the English version from there. And it's just taken off. And with now more than 75,000 women, I think, more than enrolled in the program, it's really been beyond our wildest dreams what this program could achieve.
Wow, amazing. Thank you.
So let me ask you, Marie, we're so thrilled about this partnership, and I know we keep saying that, but it's just so true that, we've created this amazing public-private partnership between the three partners, at the State Department and the Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs, with Freeport, with Thunderbird, and it's just taken off for there. So what really interested you about using Dream Builder as one of the tools in the AWE toolkit?
Well, thank you for asking that. You mentioned that you've been in this work for about 10 years, trying to help women succeed as entrepreneurs. And it was a natural fit for Freeport and Thunderbird Global School of Management to start doing that about 10 years ago. And I think it was about 8 years ago that we started having Dream Builders being used at some of our embassies. And we had so many people, who were benefiting from this. And what also was going on is that we have something called the American Spaces around the world, where people come that want to learn about education or get a mentorship, or even have it at school in the United States. There's all these different things. And so it was already kind of a proven, tested, and ambassadors were coming to me and talking to me about this wonderful initiative. And so when I was asked by the White House and President Trump and his senior advisor to basically come in and support a whole of government effort and to help women succeed as entrepreneurs and enter the workforce, to me it was just a natural fit that I would go back to Thunderbird Global School of Management and Dream Builders, because I'd heard so much about the success stories about women. And the interesting thing about it is that many of the women have businesses, but they have never had business. They never were trained. So, for example, if you have a good recipe and then you think, oh, I can create a restaurant, but you never had any business training. Or maybe you know how to be a seamstress, but then you never really got into the business aspect of, let's say, making a uniform. So anyway, it was really, just something that I knew would be a really great program, because I'd heard about these success stories and how it changed women's lives. So again, last February, it was announced from the White House, and in March, we, along with, International Women's Month, we decided that, and you were there with me to say, here's our support of this program for the whole of U.S. government. And what's exciting is that each part of the government that's been invited to participate is doing different things. Some are doing financing. And we also had another agency come partner with us to help give seed money and grants to the women. And so that's very exciting too. But again, that's why we went back to you, and people are so incredibly thankful because we know it works. And I will also add that I've had a good fortune of actually launching some of these cohorts in the world, and we're going to get to see an example from one of the cohorts I launched, which is Ghana. And when I went out to Colombia, for example, and was able to launch a cohort there. So it is incredibly powerful, as you know, Tracy. This is life-changing, and again, we are, as the Bureau of Educational Cultural Affairs, we are now bringing our alumni in to help support the women, and have different partners to help mentor them and create, and then with facilitators. So that's really where we're adding with really creating a program now with trainers who are facilitating cohorts. Women apply, ambassadors speak to them. They have graduations, they have mentorship, and they actually really connect with the training, and they really learn how to use it. And they go out with work plans, and they go right out, and it's just phenomenal. So every country that we worked with this first year has asked to go on do it again. And that's what I'm going to share in a minute, is just where we're at today and where we're going. But again, I'm just very thankful to both of you, to both Arizona State Thunderbird Global School of Management and Freeport. I really have to say that your vision, which is to get more women to be trained around the world, is really, and getting that scale. I really see that we have that shared vision, and it's so incredibly important.
Well, I think, I was struck too, and just kind of thinking back and attending, graduations and program launches that we've done just with Dream Builder. You're right. It's such an incredible inspiration to see these women, and they do tell their stories, and they have these great ideas about business, but there was always, they talk about what elements were missing for them. Like, I didn't know that I could pay myself a salary, or, I didn't really understand how I could expand my sales that, would then, and market my products. And wow, that not only helped me increase my sales, but then I was able to hire 2 other women to come and, work at my company and expand my business even further. So those are really inspirational stories, because these women are already, they have amazing ideas, or they've already started amazing businesses. And really what they needed was just, the boost in skills, to really hone in on what would take their business to the next level. And it's like we both said, so inspirational to hear their stories. And we've seen such tremendous success with this program. And I think, I don't know if you agree, but I think one of the reasons is it's because it's done in such a way that boosts women's confidence.
Yes.
And I think that's what women really need. They want a community sort of around them. And I think that's what Oz done a great job of too. It has these sort of wraparound services that support women in so many other ways, because it's one thing, to kind of take courses and curriculum and learn the skills, but for women to truly be successful, I think we all need those networks of support that, that we get from each other, from fellow entrepreneurs and, other people in the ecosystem willing to help, take those businesses to the next level. So that's kind of what we've seen as a tremendous success of this. There are lots of great curriculums out there. What we're so proud of for Dream Builder is, the partnerships that we've built with partners on the ground serving women, and how they have incorporated this learning tool into their offerings to, really provide this sort of robust suite of services to women, which is so great.
I will just add one thing, but you're making me think about was, as I mentioned, when I was in Columbia, we actually had an alumni of another program that we have, and this woman makes ice cream. And what she did was she actually was there at the ceremony where we launched the 40 women cohort, and they immediately started partnering. And she said, "Well, I'm going to help you get into my distribution channel," which is the woman that was an ice cream maker, and the other woman who was more senior had actually used natural flavors that were indigenous to Colombia. And so consequently, a lot of times in conflict areas, which is great because it created more jobs in areas that were more, had less opportunity. And she wanted to bring her into that so that they could use a lot of these natural flavors from different areas. And I thought that was wonderful because, again, it goes to show that there are many people that will be out there to help and support. And this is all part of what you shared, is that creating that group of people that all care about each other. The other thing, I'm sure, Tracy, you've probably seen or heard testimonials and letters. It's pretty amazing. We also have an ambassador down in Dominican Republic who she wrote a big story to share with everyone inside the U.S. Department of State. And it was capturing all these stories of these women. And it just so incredibly powerful. And the other thing is inclusion. I think that's another thing, is that you don't have to be a certain age necessarily. You could also have let's say, maybe be challenged, maybe even disability wise or something, but you can be included in this. And it's such incredibly powerful, and it's a real game changer. So again, I know you've really gotten a lot of feedback, and I just want to say thank you to your vision. But again, I really feel happy about the fact that we're able to actually achieve incredible goals. And of course, when women create more jobs, and you pointed it out, the confidence that in themselves. I think one of the things that they never often even knew they had the power sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Then it really is inspiring for them.
Absolutely. And you mentioned inclusion, which, you know, I love that term. And I think, you know, it is so important, you know, for women in general. The other thing that's been so great about this program, and I don't know if you've had this experience in using it with the AW program, but one of the things that we felt really strongly about was that this program be able to serve women in indigenous communities
Right.
you know, across the world. And so the Native American population here in the US and indigenous communities in Chile where we operate, you know, that often are in more rural areas. And having Thunderbird as a partner has been so great because they've come up with all these creative solutions about how do you take an online tool where there might not be reliable internet or, you know, sort of other barriers to helping women in those different vulnerable populations really participate. And so we've had these mobile labs that will go out to, you know, some of the more remote indigenous areas in Chile and Peru to be able to reach women in some of those locations, you know, and take a mobile hotspot and, you know, laptop computers and provide, you know, the training and the resources there, which has been incredible. So really looking for those opportunities to not be just inclusive of gender, but, you know, women from different vulnerable groups as well.
Thanks for mentioning that. And we've, so this year we really expanded our program. So we had such success last year that this year we're reaching 55 countries of women with different cohorts.
Yeah.
And what's incredible is that we've also are expanding our number of partners, and governments are also supporting it so that we can even have more cohorts and reach more women.
Mm-hmm.
And so 2019 was a success, of course, our first year. And of course, now it's going from 26 to 55. We're reaching all regions of the world now with women. And it's very powerful. And again, it's very inclusive. And we're actually going, we actually have some new partners that are doing some of these things that you mentioned with technology and even the cloud. So it's just, you know, like taking them into the next level, right? These women, to teach them tools that they need to run successful businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you've thanked us a number of times, but I want to take an opportunity to thank you as well. You know, the Dream Builder program and sort of building the platform, the technology and the curriculum was a major investment. But the thing that we're so happy about, and so I just have to thank you for, is, you know, that your use of Dream Builder has just maximized that investment. You know, it's made our investment that much more meaningful, you know, which we can point to and say, you know, look, the Department of Education and Cultural Affairs has just taken this and run with it in 55 countries. That's amazing. And so talk about getting bang for your buck in a program. You know, our board of directors and our senior leadership team within the company couldn't be happier about that. So talk about really, you know, a success story in terms of a public-private partnership. We, you know, really thank you for using it and for maximizing it the way that you have.
You're welcome. I also want to say that we haven't slowed down at all. Yeah, with COVID, we've been able to, I'm so pleased that we've been able to pivot during this challenging time.
Yeah.
And we actually moved our training with our trainers and having cohorts train virtually and bringing people together, these women. And so it's just phenomenal that we've continued to have this incredible success. And what I also wanted to show was this, to have you watch a little video about one of our women who I had opportunity, you know, I was out in Ghana and we had this incredible cohort of women, but one of them actually did a little training video on fitness. And in the virtual, she's actually grown several customers from 60 to 200. And her name is Tracy, and she's a fitness instructor. So I thought it would be fun for us to watch her video, but she's incredibly inspiring, as all the women have been. And again, I'm very proud of them because no one has been limited. In fact, in some ways, it's actually we've actually reached more women in the sense that they can now do these classes from their homes. And then some are doing kind of hybrid or in person. But for most part, I'm just very proud of what we've been able to achieve. And kudos to everyone's flexibility and creative, innovative skills to encourage, again, this training to not slow down. It's more important than ever, I think, that women continue to get the skills and that they can be also self-reliant. I think it's incredibly important. Again, with Tracy from Ghana, the fitness instructor, you'll see that.
Hi, my name is Tracy Senayabwa, and I'm the founder and the CEO of TNU Fitness. TNU is the New You, which is a revolutionary online fitness program for women. I was privileged to be part of the first cohort of the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs last year in Ghana. And I can say unequivocally that it was the best thing that happened to my business. Being a female fitness trainer in a male-dominated area in Ghana was quite intimidating. I had so many fears, but having the privilege to listen to the stories of other female entrepreneurs was very comforting, you know? And it was really inspiring listening to the success stories of the women on the Dream Builder app. But the light bulb moment for me was when female seasoned entrepreneurs in Ghana came to share their success stories, how they moved their businesses from a startup to a household name. That was when it hit me that, Tracy, you can do this as well. I have always been passionate about helping women get back in shape and living a healthier lifestyle. But what I lacked was a clear sense of direction. And the Dream Builder app helped me to put up an inspiring, powerful business plan. And that was what turned my business around, you know? And I'm really excited saying this. When I started the ALL program, my clients were just 60. And in just a few months of completing the program, I have tripled that number. We are almost 200 clients, and I cannot thank the organizers of this great initiative enough for this opportunity, because my confidence as an entrepreneur has risen, and I'm so grateful for the sense of direction this program has given me. Thank you so much for this great initiative.
But I did want to share that with you. And also I want to say that, you know, again, having the opposite effect, that we also want to talk to you about kind of where we're going in the future. But I think, you know, it's, again, with us not slowing down, we're going to be going to about 70 countries next year. And we're very proud of that. And again, we both have great teams of people working with us, great partners, and we look forward to even scaling even further. So thank you.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad you touched on COVID, because that's been another really, you know, important focus for us as a business too, in the communities where we operate, which, you know, rural and remote communities were, I think, especially hard hit, especially if they had, you know, significant infection rates, because it just swamps those healthcare systems and just sort of devastates the small business sector. Not that it didn't in urban areas as well. We've all, you know, seen kind of the significant and, you know, dramatic effects that this pandemic has had. We're really proud of the fact that Dream Builder, you know, has been able to be a resource for the small business sector. You know, so if women wanted to brush up on some skills to figure out, you know, how do I pivot my business? You know, I've had to shut it down temporarily. How do I get it back up and running? You know, it's been a tool that they could kind of take that time to use and to go through. You know, it has a standalone access to capital course too.
Yes.
Which, you know, there've been increases in the use of that as well. So it's been it's such a versatile resource that, you know, even during a time that we've had, you know, these significant impacts as a result of the pandemic, that it still plays such an important role. And, you know, and the terrific team at Thunderbird School of Global Management too has done special, you know, webinars for women on, you know, how do you how do you build the resiliency of your business in the face of a pandemic? How do you recover from something like that? So really kind of tackling the special issues that women-owned businesses are experiencing as a result of the pandemic.
Oh, yes, and I know another of our examples is our Peruvian chocolate maker. So she's actually a person that's actually been able to, again, not be limited by the pandemic, where she's been able to share her products to even more people because of being online and getting more reach. So again, I think that it's a good example as well. And it's very impressive that the numbers speak for themselves and that they've been able to do this. And also, I think it's, the fact that the group all works together, and you've also built the program that, until I learned more about Dream Builder, I didn't realize that, together with Thunderbird Global School Management and Freeport, that it's not just like a regular online course. I mean, and then we created this full program around it because it has simulations and videos and a lot of things that make people really feel like they understand it. So it's very good for people's comprehension. And I think maybe you can expand on that a little bit, Tracy, but I think that you can let us know, because it's not like any other program.
I think that was really important to both Freeport and Thunderbird when we were thinking about how to design the program. That it's not just about, making sure that the important sort of curriculum and skill building elements are in there, but how do you really make it relatable, and how do you inspire women to keep coming back and, to get through all of the courses, to completion. And so there was a lot of thought put into, testimonials from other successful women entrepreneurs, and, in the Spanish version, the telenovela that tells a story throughout all of the courses. So women kept wanting to come back to see what would happen in the next version of the telenovela that kind of told the story of three, women business owners and how they expanded their business and how they became part of each other's supply chains, and all in the context of this, amazing telenovela. So it's really an inviting program. And again, I think it's, it's relatable for women. They see other women through the program, and it's interactive. You're answering questions about your own business or your business idea all throughout the course. And so it's not just, memorizing course content and things like that. It's really, it pushes you to explore your opportunities as a business as you're going through the program, and really challenges you to think about the different aspects and, and how you, maximize and grow. So yeah, it's really a unique program. And, we just, as a business, in addition to wanting to serve the communities, where our minds are located, we just wanted anybody and everybody to be able to use it. There aren't enough resources like this for women around the world. And the fact that it's free and anybody can go on to dreambuilder.org and sign up to take it, as long as currently you speak English or Spanish. And we hope to expand that, maybe jointly at some point in the future, into other languages. But the fact that you can sign up and do it on your own, you can, do it through a partner in your community. There's a whole range of ways. So again, just going back to that piece about it being so flexible as a tool for anyone to use, I think is why we both have seen such tremendous scale, and now collectively, pushing 80,000 women almost. I think we're right around 78,000. I think I said 75 earlier, but I don't think there's another program that gets that kind of reach. And I think that's a testament to the fact, not only partnerships like ours and the other amazing partners we all have on the ground, but the fact that it's such a relatable and easy to use, easy to access program. And
that's great. Yeah. Well, thank you. You've been a great collaborator. And also we mentioned the technical support. That's really important. And that's been really a great aspect of this program. And then from a Academy of Women Entrepreneurs standpoint, if people are interested in this program, they would need to contact the embassies in their country, and they will have a call for applications, and then they will basically apply. And then if they're not chosen, they're certainly welcome to do it again in the future. and then they'll be part of these cohorts. But again, if you, as you shared, if you aren't able to be part of the Women's Global Development Prosperity Initiative, you could also still take Dream Builder, which on your own, which is incredibly powerful. But again, we wanted to just for trying to help create more of a network to try to kind of really get people. We know that when women actually have others with them, they're part of a cohort, that they will more likely obviously be engaged. And so we do these graduations, which have very high percentage of graduation rates. And the other thing that's exciting, and we think about finance and marketing and capital, is that since this is a whole of government effort, there are other parts of the US government that also provide the women opportunities. And as they want to get more capital, there's ways to do that through other organizations in government. But what we felt was we really have to make sure that we meet the pillar, which is creating entrepreneurs. And to me, this really meets that need, no question. If you come out of this program, you are an entrepreneur. And even if you go in as an entrepreneur, you've honed your skills, you've done the things that help you be successful.
It is like the perfect example of why that's so important. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I think it's just kind of a fundamental that not everybody thinks about. And I also think it sounds like, I know that women get feedback. I'm sure when they create their plan or redo their plan, there are other women that are kind of encouraging them, giving them new ideas. And I'm sure they also sometimes do a pitch, kind of like, what's the business I'm doing? How am I going to position it? And that goes back to the marketing, the planning, and you mentioned raising capital. So like, and it's, it's a great supportive group that will listen. And the facilitators that we have really help support that. And again, as I mentioned, the mentors and the network. So again, that's very, very powerful.
Yeah. And all of those components are so important, and it's such a difficult space for women to navigate. How do I get access to finance for my business? Both you and I are college educated. We have business background and experience, and I'm not sure I would know exactly how to navigate that if I had my own small business. So I think the more that we can connect women to how to identify those sources of capital potentially, and how do you go about applying for them, or making yourself ready to be able to be successful in getting some of those resources, I think is really important. So it's breaking down more barriers for women to help them be more successful.
You mentioned education, and I think that even with education, we don't I wouldn't even know where to start sometimes. And I think this is part of the power of sharing information. As I mentioned, we have different parts of government that are helping to support women at different phases, but it's also when women come together, they learn about information, and that helps them. I mean, for example, having gone out in the field, I've had women follow up with me by email and say, how can I export my products to the United States? They're already thinking, how can I expand my supply chain? But having information is just incredibly key. And even if you're educated, you don't always have that information. And also finding reliable sources, right? Finding reliable, trusted sources of where to market your products, supply chains, et cetera. And again, I think that's part of the power of this incredible Academy of Women Entrepreneurs initiative. And then of course with the Dream Builder platform that are, with Freeport. So again, I thank you for that. So anyway, anything else that you'd like to share with me, Tracy, as far as, because one of the things like I'm saying is the future to us is really going to look at least 8,000 women next year. And we'd even like to bring that even, we're at 70 countries, 8,000 women. I mean, I can be more successful with the relationship we have in collaborating. Well, we want to how do we keep scaling? How do we keep growing this?
Mm-hmm. And I think it's great. You've mentioned several times how people can get in touch with, embassies if they have an interest in a program. We've also seen, the reason it's scaled across so many countries already is I think there are so many great, non-governmental, nonprofit community partners out there that hear about this program. They're already serving women in some way, and they've just kind of, picked it up and run with it. And, they do it the same way. They offer cohorts of women, they help facilitate the courses, even though it's, self-paced and you can do it on its own. They provide that kind of wraparound support that we've talked about and the network of women. But it's been in countries where, we don't have an operation. It's just, incredible, community-based partners who want to see women have access to this kind of education and training. So if there are any, global nonprofit partners listening and you want to expand it into a country, that is absolutely an opportunity. And, the tool is there to support you in doing that. So I think
that's great. And I know
endless.
I know you'd agree with me. We welcome corporate partners to help us expand our network and our cohorts, and of course governments that might want to help support these initiatives. As you know, there are governments that have already started putting support towards expanding into all throughout their countries. And the more we can partner, the more we can get expanded programs. I can think of right off the top of my head a few countries right now where we have where we're not just putting in one cohort, where we'll put in, let's say, 15 or 20 cohorts. And why is that? It's because we are having amazing partners that are helping us with reach. And so consequently, I think that is one way we can really continue to move forward. And when it goes back to the presidential initiative, Women's Global Development and Prosperity, we actually have a big goal, which is the United States to bring 50 million women into the global workforce. So again, just to think about that sounds actually daunting, but look what we've already achieved and what we're achieving now and what we'll be doing in the near future. And you talked about how many women you've already reached, but even in just short time of us partnering in a formal way, we really are growing it even faster and more comprehensively, right?
Absolutely. And something you said just made me think too, this, in terms of partnering with governments, we've got this set of sustainable development goals through the Global Compact and the UN. And this is one that is cross-cutting against so many of those SDGs, not only gender equality or gender equity, but, education and poverty reduction. And it just, fits in so many different goals in terms of what those 17 goals are trying to accomplish. So I think that's important too. So, if there are government partners, looking for ways to, address some of those SDGs, this is a potential opportunity for that. Yeah.
Exactly. I think I really agree with you on this. I welcome governments to think about how they can further support this initiative. It's successful. It's proven. It's been so wonderful to have this conversation with you today, Tracy. And I'm so proud of our collaboration between Freeport and Thunderbird Global School of Management. The stories we've heard today have been so inspiring. And the fact that, as I mentioned, we had 2,000 and this year 5,000, and then next year we're going to be scaling up our number to reach a total of 15,000 women together. But I just want to say, I know that just thinking about how we can further collaborate, and wouldn't you agree that everything we've heard today has just been incredibly inspirational?
Absolutely. Thanks, Marie. And yeah, it's been my sincere pleasure to have this conversation with you. We're both so passionate about this topic of empowering women entrepreneurs. And I love having these conversations with people who share, similar goals and passion for really creating opportunities for women. I've loved our conversation. I've loved hearing your examples. And yeah, we're so grateful for the partnership with AWE, and the stories that we've heard from some of these women entrepreneurs are the reason, you know, we do this kind of work. They're inspirational and they're examples for, you know, what's truly possible when you give women equal access to education and training and economic opportunity. And we're so excited that you have this tremendous goal of reaching 15,000 women, and that, you know, that's under this umbrella of, you know, currently 78,000 women enrolled in the program in 108 countries, and more via more than 100 partners. So we couldn't be more grateful to you and the Bureau of Economic and Cultural Affairs and all the partners that you've brought to the table. And the more the merrier. We invite anyone who's interested in this program, who's interested in giving women around the world equal access to education, training, and economic opportunity to join us both in this effort.
I agree with you. And I think it's easy for people to kind of join us. We'll be able to share that information here so they too can help support this global initiative to get more women to succeed as entrepreneurs. And again, I just want to say this has been very powerful, our collaboration, and the stories have been incredibly inspiring. Again, partners that will help us, you know, just thinking about the ideas that come out of kind of this discussion makes me think about ways that we can get even more governments, nonprofits, and corporations to be part of this, and even people to even be even greater mentors in helping these amazing women into the supply chain and being successful with their businesses. But again, I'm energized. It's you know, exceeding our expectations. And again, I want to say thank you. You know, as far as I'm concerned, there's no limit to where we want to go and how many women we want to reach. So many, and unfortunately, not every woman that's been part of the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs has been able to get in on the first cohort or the second, but they always have Dream Builder, right? So they can always be part of that. And the good news is we'll be able to share that information so people can become a partner, learn how to be part of, or even be part of Dream Builder. And so again, you know, we want everyone to be a part of this collaboration with us. But again, thanks for the meaningful discussion. Thanks again. And then to the women, thanks for your inspiration. I can't wait to hear about what the women are going to do in the next few years. Like, it's already incredible what they've achieved, but they're going to even do more. So, you know, it'd be fun to have a reunion and hear what these inspirational women will be doing in a few years. So again, thank you. And I look forward to continuing to work with both you, Tracy at Freeport, and of course, Thunderbird Global School of Management. Thank you very much as part of the Educational and Cultural Affairs Bureau at the U.S. Department of State. Thank you.
Perfectly said. And maybe we'll wrap up just by thanking Thunderbird School of Global Management for this incredible curriculum and the incredible way that they've enabled us both to reach our goals in terms of supporting women.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Thunderbird. This is fantastic.
Thank you for joining us. For more information on this topic and more, please visit us online at thunderbird.asu.edu/Global Compact 2020. Please visit aweinpd@state.gov.